What is up, everybody? Happy Friday, August 2nd, 2024. Coming at you live here, helping you find the sharp play. This is Sharp Fantasy Sports. Woo, baby. Take a look at those numbers right there. We had an unbelievable day the last 2 days. If you were a $100 unit size better, that's one unit for you. You are up over $1,600 over the last month, baby. 1,600 bucks. That's crazy. And come on, that's mortgage payments for people. That's groceries if you got a family. Crazy. Take a look here. My little chart from Action Network. I love Action Network. I'll get into it again there in a second. But that's unbelievable, man. We're up almost 17 units over the last month, and this is all just on free picks and free plays. If you're following these videos, if you're tailing me on Winible, I mean, come on, this is easy money, man. And all I'm doing is using daily fantasy sports apps. I'm not using the traditional sports books. Look, I love a good DraftKings, FanDuel, bet. I love all of them, right? I'll throw some money on them. You'll see later this year if you follow me through NFL. I'll throw some long shot plays on there and things like that, future plays. But I love the daily fantasy sports apps because they help you maximize the most profits on all of your plays. We'll get into in a second here the play from yesterday, but look at that. I mean, the ROI is almost over 30% in the last 30, and it's not even a winning record. That's the thing. People look at this and like, oh, you must be like 75% of your wins. No, 37% of my wins. You know why? Because I'm making sure I find the sharp edge where I can maximize the most profits for you guys. That's why it's called Sharp Fantasy Sports, right? I'm finding the sharp play in your fantasy football team, your fantasy baseball team, whatever, right? But also daily fantasy sports for you guys. Make sure you are tailing these plays. This is free. Why pay for picks to help maximize profits like this when you can just tail me for free? I mean, it makes sense. I would do the exact same thing. Come on now. It's crazy, buddy. So let's take a look at yesterday, right? Almost 2 unit wins on this. This was so easy, man. If you followed my video yesterday, go take a look at my video from yesterday on the Cubs and the Reds. And look at that. Right over the number, Sonny Gray. He's been pitching fine this year too, but he's been giving up so many hits, man. So many hits. And it wasn't like a really, really high-scoring game for him when he was in there with Imanaga. It showed that was an easy line. You could see it was minus 250 when we placed it on Chalkboard. The line actually went down to .5, so they didn't think he was going to throw a walk at all later in the day. So if you locked this in early, this was an easy winner. He didn't throw one walk, as you could see here. And if you locked this in when it was at .5, under .5 walks, which is crazy, you don't see that line really anywhere, you would have hit that too, which is nuts. Sonny Gray, he's been giving up a ton of hits recently, as I examined in my last video, guys. Even if he's been pitching well, he's been having a lot of contact on his balls. So I really do see some regression coming for him in terms of earned runs he's given up going forward for the Reds. But Shota has been killing it all year for the Cubbies, and that was such an easy win, man. Almost 2 units right there. If you take a look at my play from yesterday with the DraftKings line, I mean, you would have probably only won maybe a unit on this play if you placed this on traditional sports books. That's why you got to make sure you're following these, dude. Follow these plays to find the profits. I'm telling you. I'm doing this in baseball, and no one even loves baseball that much, right? I love baseball, but not everyone does, right? We're going to do the exact same thing when it comes to football season, but right now what we're doing is building up the piggy bank to make sure we have profits in there for football season. Let's get into today's play. We're back to baseball. As like I said, we're just hammering baseball right now, guys. Hammering baseball until we can't hammer baseball anymore, right? Until football is here. I know we had the Hall of Fame game last night. I wasn't feeling any plays on that. You can't find that great of lines too everywhere for the Hall of Fame game right now. And it's really hard to look at trends. It's hard to look at, key plays, key numbers, statistics, the line. It's really hard to gauge right now because it's only the first preseason game. We may get into some preseason as we go, but we're really hammering baseball since we're in the thick of it right now. And we know what to look for in terms of trends, value, lines, EV, all that good stuff. And this is not even a sexy play. No one would make this play. If you go look at other places, other pages, no one's probably playing over and under walks. Specifically in the Baltimore-Cleveland game, right? I mean, Baltimore's been killing it all year. Cleveland has been too, though, but they're not the sexy names, not the sexy teams, not the Dodgers, not the Red Sox, not the Yankees, not the Cubs, right? Dean Kramer, over 1.5 walks, and Carlos Carrasco, under 1.5 walks. I love this play, and I'll tell you why here in a second. As you can see here, it's 2.53x your money. If you do this in DraftKings line, this is only plus 172. That is nuts. So you almost get a full unit size better just by making this play on Chalkboard. Now let's get into exactly why I love this play so much here. So let's take a look. I'm going to flip the screen around real quick here. Let's get into ESPN here. So let's go look at Dean Kramer first here. Last 7 days, he's only given up a walk. So most people would go, hey, we're going under. What are you talking about? He's pitched pretty well recently. What I like to look at is the recent performance, though, over the last couple of weeks or not. Take a look here. 1 walk against San Diego, and 9-4 result. He pitched pretty well, though. I mean, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. But even in some of the good ones, look at this. Against Texas, 3 walks. Yankees, 2 walks. Cubs, 3 walks. Seattle, 2 walks. So he really is prone to hit this over, man. He really is. So I see the value in that. I mean, you could take a look here. What's the line again? Let's take a look at the line. On DraftKings, if you went, let's see, look at it. It's a highly juiced number right now, minus 145. And same with Carrasco, under 145 here. So if we take a look at Carrasco, too. Carrasco's walks 1. He pitched against Baltimore, too, at home last time. So, people were looking at it, like, oh, we got to go over. He threw 2 walks. I mean, he was right there around the number. If you look at his lines, I mean, he's not, look at that. Look at the last 5 starts, guys. 1 walk, 0 walks, 1 walk, 1 walk, 1 walk. He has been great. He's been pitching efficiently. And even in some of these games where he's been going longer, right? 6 innings here against the White Sox, 1 walk. 3.2 innings, still 1 walk. I mean, he's really been under that line. So it makes sense. If we take a look, and I love Action Network, as I told you guys before. Take a look at the Action Network here. We're going to go into this game. Show you what I'm talking about in terms of their value as well. Kramer on his walks. Let's go down to, I love the Action Network. These are pro labs, guys. It is awesome. It gives you a lot of cool trends. Tells you the value with some pro lines that are out there. They don't have that on here right now because they're really slow. See, that's cool too because they don't have the pro line up here right now because they're still generating what they believe to be the sharp play. But guess what? I'm already finding it for you. Look at that. He's hit this over 1.5 mark 80% of the time. He's hit his over mark 80% of the time on this 1.5 over the last 30. If we go into Carrasco on his under, I mean, look at that. I told you. Look, last 5, he's been under it. Come on. This is easy, man. Easy money here. And like I told you, if you're on DraftKings, you're only at plus 172 your money there. If you go to Chalkboard, I'm telling you, man, these daily fantasy sports apps are giving away free ched, free money. The little extra profits there are huge. Almost a full unit size better. Lock this in on Chalkboard, guys. Lock it in. I have other free plays, too, that I get from Player Prop Shop. Recently been throwing a lot of random ones in there, too, for baseball. We'll probably have a lot more during football season. So make sure you follow me on Winible right now. Follow me on Winible, right? Just get on there. I'll have this play up there with the analysis from this YouTube video. I got some guys up there already that follow it daily and are tailing the plays. But make sure you get on there, subscribe. I send, these things go straight to your phone, email, so you don't even have to look at this video if you don't want to, right? It just gets sent straight to you. You can tail my plays. It's free plays here, guys. I'll have a lot more VIP when it comes to football season. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Sharp Fantasy Sports on all platforms, guys. I have fantasy football content, NFL content, baseball content, all that stuff. And if you need a code for Chalkboard, because we're locking all these plays in on Chalkboard, if you've never been on there before, if you're an Android user specifically, this is brand new. Android users have not been able to use this for years. You can now use Chalkboard. It is awesome in terms of daily fantasy sports apps. I mean, it's right there with the prize picks, the dabbles, the underdogs, all that good stuff. It's great. Sharp Sports. Put it in, 100% match your first deposit. So if you put $10 in, match $10. Put $100 in, matches $100. Make sure you're locking in on Chalkboard, okay? And like I said, a lot of other free plays on there I get through Player Prop Shop, which is awesome, guys. I have all this linked in my description for the codes, Winible, all that good stuff, and Player Prop Shop. They put out 600 plus plays a month on there with daily write-ups. There's a huge discount going on right now through August 5th for the Olympics. If you use code USA at checkout, you will get 50% off any subscription. That's insane. So if you put in a year subscription, 50%, a week, 50%, month, same thing, right? Use promo code USA. But make sure you're locking this play in on Chalkboard. Dean Kramer, over 1.5 walks. Carlos Carrasco, under 1.5 walks. 2.5x your money. Make sure you lock it in soon. I know it's early. Lunchtime coming up. Make sure you look at this video. Skim through. Get this play right now. Lock it in. The lines will move. I promise you. Thanks again, guys. Let's keep this on the trend upwards, right? Let's get the 20-plus units in the last month. Let's see if we can do it. Thanks again, guys. Have a good day. Let's ride tomorrow. See ya.